Our first movie is Lethal Weapon 2, and in a summer of sequels, which have often been pale imitations of the originals, this one is an exception to the rule. The original Lethal Weapon was one of the smartest and most exciting cop buddy action pictures of recent years, and Part 2 is as smart, as exciting, and just as well written. This is not a lazy retread, but a sincere effort to do justice to the original film, and it really worked for me. As usual, the movie is built around a lot of spectacular chase scenes. Movie chases usually bore me, but this movie has some good ones. That's Mel Gibson back again as a crazy cop named Riggs, and Danny Glover also returns as his partner Murtaugh. They're given the assignment of guarding a pipsqueak government witness played by Joe Pesci in a brilliant comic performance.
I know all those routines.
Leo Getz?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's me, Leo Getz. Whatever you need, Leo Getz. You get it? I use that all the time to break the ice when I meet people. You know, it's good.
The villains in the movie are South African diplomats who are involved in some kind of drugs and gold scandal. Mel Gibson makes them his personal enemies.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
One of the moments of danger and comedy comes after the bad guys booby-trap Glover's toilet seat.
1, 2.
Wait.
What?
Do we do it on 3 or do 1, 2, 3, then do it?
Oh, it's your ass, Cochise. I mean, it's up to you.
My ass, yeah. 3.
With a lot of sequels, the filmmakers use all of their ideas in the first movie and then they just rip themselves off the second time around, but not this time. Lethal Weapon 2 was directed by Richard Donner, a talented action director who also made the earlier film as well as the original and best Superman movie. His writer this time is Jeffrey Boehm, and together they've kept the feel and charm of the original film, including the odd couple relationship between the middle-class Glover and the street-crazy Gibson. And then they've added some effective villains, and especially the brilliant comic relief of that fast-talking little government informer played by Joe Pesci. The movie is entertaining from one end to the other.
Not for me. I had sort of a split reaction to the picture. I liked all the things happening outside of the main characters. I think Joe Pesci is absolutely wonderful. You know, if comic roles are ever going to get Oscar nominations for supporting, at least, this I think would qualify. He's terrific. And I liked this woman, Patsy Kensit, who you didn't mention, who was the girlfriend, the love interest of Mel Gibson. I thought she was really erotic and kind of exciting, fresh face. She's a rock singer. But the two main guys bored me because they were doing a lot of this false laughter and false... I thought that the guys would be, in reality, much sharper than they were. I thought in the first film, Gibson's character was really suicidal, and that was part of his excitement, because it wasn't just a wild man, he was a wild man for a purpose. Here now, he's just sort of playing being a wild man.
If you remember, Gene, by the end of the first film, he had come back from that feeling.
I know what he's supposed to do.
He's still crazy now, but at least he's not depressed.
He wanted to kill himself, now he wants to live. I understand that.
Well, what's wrong with that? That's a good idea, isn't it?
There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
It's just the way it's played.
But they're still interesting guys who know each other and who like each other and who stick together and who save each other's lives in this movie.
Let me ask you something.
Especially in that scene where the booby-trap bomb is going to go off. It's very well played.
Let me ask you one thing. Do you know what I'm referring to when I say about the false conviviality of scenes like that?
I didn't feel it was false. I've seen a lot of movies this summer in which nobody on the screen was as intelligent as everyone in the audience. Yeah, right. In this movie, it seemed to me the intelligence level was higher, and they had a lot of interesting new situations, a lot of interesting setups, and special effects here. They were not simply doing a pale retread.
Okay, it's not as bad as the Ghostbusters sequel or the Star Trek
Nowhere near as bad, no.
But I thought that the people around them were original. They themselves were not special.
Okay, even without being able to convert you, I'll just say this. If people want an action picture, instead of Ghostbusters or Star Trek
or
Batman, go see this one. It's a lot more fun.